It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. At this very moment, people, more than you might ever guess, are observing you from a distance, drawn by the spark you carry deep in your soul. You felt a stirring that you were meant for something greater, but maybe you weren't sure how it would all come about. Now the signs are unmistakable. Offers are surfacing, connections are forming, and there's an undeniable shift in how you're being perceived. As a chosen one, the spotlight is finding you. And it's not just happenstance. This recognition has been quietly building. If any part of you resonates with this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment 77 below to signal you're ready for the remarkable transformations on their way. Chapter 1. How the Spotlight Finds You. Fame can feel like a distant fantasy when you're just going about your day, getting groceries, checking emails, catching up with friends. One moment, life is familiar. The next, you notice that stranger's eyes linger a second too long, or an acquaintance asks you about a project you haven't mentioned publicly. It's an odd sensation, a subtle jolt that alerts you something is shifting. For a chosen one, this shift often begins quietly. You might not have sought a massive audience, but you have a calling that resonates far beyond your immediate circle. You share a piece of writing, a heartfelt song, or some unique perspective, and it spreads in ways you didn't anticipate. The reason so many are drawn to you is both natural and spiritual. On one hand, your dedication and skills set you apart. You've spent countless hours honing your craft or refining your message, even when no one else was cheering you on. On the other hand, there's a divine whisper at work, guiding the right eyes to your path at the right time. People sense something genuine in you, an authenticity that can't be faked. They might not know what to call it, but they recognize that you're operating from a higher place of purpose. While it's exciting to be noticed, it can also feel a bit unsettling. Perhaps you've experienced the sudden realization that your personal privacy is changing. You might be more cautious about who you share details with. Friends who once had easy access to your daily life may notice you becoming more guarded or private, not out of arrogance, but because you sense the weight of new responsibilities. Fame, in whatever form it takes, requires adjustments. You're no longer just living for yourself. People look to you for inspiration, guidance, or a sense of what's possible. In these early stages, you might dismiss certain signs as coincidences. A random phone call from someone influential, a social media post going viral, a conversation where someone praises your talent out of nowhere. But each of these events functions like a breadcrumb, confirming that your path is unfolding. What used to be intangible begins to feel more real. You start to see that your dedication and perseverance have been building toward this moment all along. It's wise to remain grounded. Ego can be a tricky thing. It can either propel you forward with confidence or cause you to lose sight of humility. Balancing your self-belief with gratitude keeps you aligned. After all, recognition is a gift meant to amplify your purpose, not overshadow it. If you continue to nurture the parts of yourself that brought you here, your authenticity, your resilience, and your faith, you'll stand firmly when the spotlight shines its brightest. This is how the door to fame nudges open, and how you find yourself stepping onto a bigger stage than you ever anticipated. Chapter 2. The proof is in your daily life. What does it look like day to day when you're on the verge of wide acclaim? Maybe you notice subtle shifts. Old friends reappear, asking curious questions about your current endeavors. You might get more unexpected compliments or see an increase in online followers who relate to your energy and perspective. If you are a creative person, perhaps an artist, writer, or performer, people start sharing your work in places you never even knew existed. If you're more business-minded, you see partnerships forming quickly, as if the right people were waiting in the wings this whole time. It's also possible you feel an odd tension. Part of you is elated at the prospect of being recognized, while another part wonders if you're really ready. Self-doubt can creep in. What if they see a flaw in me? What if I'm not prepared to meet everyone's expectations? These questions are normal, especially for a chosen one who has been walking a solitary path for so long. While you didn't necessarily seek out fame, You sense that a bigger audience is inevitable due to the nature of your mission. And that's the paradox. You want to share your gifts, but you also value the peace of working in anonymity. The real proof is in how your daily life transforms without you forcing anything. You find that tasks that once felt cumbersome now flow with an almost magical ease. Contacts appear who resonate with your ideas and offer to help. Invitations to speak, perform, or collaborate seem to arrive at the perfect moment. You might even catch a friend or colleague speaking your praises to someone influential, planting seeds you didn't know were being sown. This mixture of surprise and alignment reinforces that your footsteps are guided by something beyond mere coincidence. Sometimes the people who watch you most closely aren't the ones who cheer you on publicly. They might remain silent, gauging your moves and your character from a distance. They want to see how you handle adversity, whether you stay consistent when no one's looking. Their approval isn't always obvious, but their interest is genuine. Over time, they might extend a hand, share a project, or offer a platform, validating that your quiet diligence did not go unnoticed. As these subtle changes accumulate, you realize your day-to-day existence is no longer just about survival or routine. Each morning feels charged with purpose. Each evening closes with gratitude for the new chapters unfolding. You begin to understand that fame isn't merely about being in the public eye. It's about the weight of influence you carry, how you use that influence, whether to uplift, create, or unify, becomes your responsibility. And as you meet each responsibility with integrity and grace, you lay the groundwork for a sustained impact that goes far beyond fleeting recognition. Chapter 3. Recognition is a form of elevation. People often dream of fame in glamorous terms, envisioning bright lights, photo sessions, and roaring audiences. Yet for chosen ones, recognition serves a more profound purpose. It acts as a catalyst, elevating you to a position where you can make a difference in the lives of countless others. The lights and cameras are secondary. What truly matters is the expanded reach you now possess to share insights, healing, or whatever gifts have been entrusted to you. It's a responsibility that can feel both exhilarating and humbling. You may find yourself questioning why you, of all people, would be placed on a stage for the world to see. After all, you've grappled with doubts, insecurities, and moments of pure frustration, just like everyone else. But that's precisely what makes your story impactful. You've walked a very human path, faced real challenges, and learned lessons the hard way. When others see you stand tall, they realize that their own struggles can lead to triumph. It's not about projecting an image of perfection. Rather, it's about letting your authenticity shine, scars and all. This elevation doesn't occur without hurdles. With visibility comes scrutiny. There may be critics or skeptical onlookers who pick apart your words, question your motives, or attempt to undermine your credibility. It's one thing to trust your calling in private, it's another to uphold it publicly when doubts are flung your way. Yet these moments can strengthen your resolve. Each judgment or challenge you face is a chance to reaffirm your purpose, refining your message and solidifying your commitment to your mission. Another dimension of recognition as elevation is the sense of community it fosters. People who resonate with your energy and ideas gravitate toward you, forming networks of individuals who share similar passions. This connectedness can open doors to larger projects, global collaborations, or philanthropic efforts you never imagined possible. Instead of feeling isolated in your calling, you find yourself at the epicenter of a vibrant circle that magnifies every positive intention. Together, you stand stronger than you ever could alone. You also begin to see that elevation isn't a static achievement. It's an ongoing process of growth. The same force that propelled you onto a broader stage now calls you to evolve even further. You may feel inspired to learn new skills, deepen your spiritual practice, or refine the way you communicate. Rather than resting on the laurels of newfound fame, you find yourself spurred to keep expanding, continually earning the trust and admiration you've been granted. Over time, this cycle of giving and growing becomes second nature. You realize that standing in the public eye isn't just about acceptance and applause. It's about channeling the divine spark within you to serve the greater good, one rising step at a time. Chapter 4. Those who watch from a distance. While some admirers show their support openly, Others remain at arm's length, observing your journey from the sidelines. These silent watchers can be peers, old friends, former colleagues, or even individuals who once doubted you. They might not click like on your posts or send you encouraging messages, yet they keep track of your progress in their own quiet way. In many cases, they're fascinated. Some might feel inspired, others slightly envious or unsure how to reconnect. The important thing is they're paying attention, and that attention can have ripple effects you can't always foresee. At first, you may not realize how closely they're following. You go about your work, pursue your calling, and focus on the audience that actively engages with you. Then out of nowhere, you discover someone recommended you for a major opportunity behind the scenes. You're stunned to learn it was a person you assumed had no interest in your path. It's a reminder that even silent observers can play a pivotal role in your elevation. They notice qualities about you that you might overlook in yourself: your dedication, your evolving perspective, your unwavering commitment to your craft. This hidden audience may also include individuals who once dismissed or belittled your dreams. Seeing you flourish can stir up old regrets or pains of self-reflection in them. Maybe they recall a conversation where they urged you to quit, only to watch you move on to bigger and better things. While it's tempting to hold grudges, your growth has placed you beyond such pettiness. In fact, acknowledging their newfound respect can be healing, for them and for you. It shows that people can change their minds when confronted with undeniable evidence of growth and grace. Of course, not everyone in the background has pure intentions. Some might watch with the hope of finding a flaw or a misstep. They latch on to gossip or try to stoke conflict. Their agenda isn't to celebrate your success, but to poke holes in your image. Yet as a chosen one, you've learned how to navigate naysayers. You understand that real power lies in maintaining composure and integrity. The more you stay rooted in your authenticity, the less these detractors can disrupt your peace. Ultimately, those who watch from a distance serve as unexpected mirrors. Their silent scrutiny can reveal areas where you still need growth or where you shine brightest. They can also surprise you with outpourings of support at key moments. By acknowledging this quieter crowd, you step into a broader awareness of your impact. It's not just about winning over loud fans. It's about the subtle ripples you create in people's lives, even if they never openly applaud. Their watchful presence underscores the simple truth that you're no longer playing small. Each move you make resonates far beyond your immediate circle, shaping perceptions in ways you may never fully understand. Chapter 5. Pivotal Moments That Capture Hearts. When you look back on your path toward recognition, you likely pinpoint certain moments that mark major turning points. Sometimes they're grand events, a spotlight performance or an interview that goes viral. Other times, they're surprisingly small interactions, a heartfelt conversation, a raw confession, or a snippet of your daily life that resonates with people on a deeply human level. These pivotal moments connect you to an audience that suddenly sees itself in you, and that sense of shared vulnerability can be more magnetic than any polished production. It's in these unguarded spaces that your true essence shines. You might share a story of hardship you overcame, and someone who's been enduring the same hardship feels seen for the first time. You could offer a unique perspective on a controversial issue, prompting listeners to rethink their assumptions. Or in a simple but powerful gesture, you take time to respond personally to someone who reaches out for advice. These moments transcend the usual performer-audience dynamic and build bridges of empathy. Because you're a chosen one, your growth is about more than self-improvement. There's a divine orchestration that places you in situations where your words or actions can spark someone else's transformation. Each time you display courage or kindness, when it's easiest to do the opposite, you turn a potentially mundane interaction into something meaningful. And it's those meaningful moments that linger in people's hearts. Over time, they share your story with their friends, who pass it along, and the circle of impact widens. You will notice that the more pivotal moments you have, the more naturally they happen. They're not forced or staged. Instead, they arise from living in alignment with your calling. Your vulnerability becomes your superpower, the key that unlocks empathy and admiration from those who once viewed you with skepticism. The heart of your mission isn't to create hype, it's to create hope. And that hope spreads, carried forward by individuals who see your sincerity, and decide to pay it forward in their own spheres of influence. Eventually, you realize you've built more than a following. You've built a community. In this community, people don't merely consume your content or enjoy your performances. They engage in genuine dialogue, share their own experiences, and elevate each other. It's like watching a tapestry form from countless threads, each thread representing a story you touched. And while you might stand at the center of it all, the tapestry's beauty lies in the collective and how every strand, every life contributes something valuable. This sense of communal uplift is what transforms fleeting moments of fame into a legacy that carries on in others long after the spotlight moves on. Chapter 6. Balancing Fame and Inner Peace. As the attention around you grows, finding balance becomes crucial. It's easy to get swept up in the euphoria of recognition, concert lights flashing, social media mentions flooding in, invitations stacking up. Yet for a chosen one, external acclaim is only half the equation. Your inner world needs tending too. Without conscious effort, the noise of fame can drown out the still, small voice of purpose that led you here in the first place. One key is to establish grounded practices in the midst of your rising profile. That might mean setting aside quiet moments each morning to meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence. It could involve staying connected to a trusted circle of friends or family who know you apart from your public persona. These are the people who can remind you of your roots, of the version of yourself that existed before any stage or camera captured you. They are your safeguard against the skewed mirrors fame sometimes holds up. You'll also discover the importance of boundaries. Not everyone seeking your time or attention does so with genuine intent. Some might be opportunists looking to latch onto your success. Others could be critics wanting to drain your energy through endless debate. Learning to discern between authentic connections and superficial ones becomes a vital skill. Saying no to certain requests isn't rude. It's an act of self-care that ensures you don't dilute your energy or compromise your vision. Interestingly, many chosen ones find their spiritual life deepens during periods of increased recognition. You might start asking deeper questions about your life's purpose or feel called to refine your sense of mission. Fame, in this sense, can act as a spotlight on your own soul. It forces you to confront old habits, limiting beliefs, or emotional wounds you've long avoided. If you use this period wisely, the very glare of public attention can become a healing force, prompting introspection and growth in areas you previously ignored. Balancing fame and inner peace also involves letting go of the notion that you must please everyone. The wider your audience, the more diverse the opinions you'll encounter. Some will applaud you, others might misunderstand you. If you tie your self-worth to external validation, you risk losing your grounding. Instead, anchor yourself in the knowledge of your calling and the positive impact you create. That anchor keeps you from drifting into the shallows of people-pleasing or cynicism. In time, you'll see that true balance isn't a rigid stability. It's an ongoing dance. On days when your schedule overwhelms you, you lean on your spiritual foundation. When critics or stress weigh heavily, you rely on your close circle and your own honest self-reflection. Through this dynamic interplay, you maintain the core essence that made you shine in the first place. And as you master this dance, you come to realize that real success isn't measured by how many people know your name, but by how much peace and purpose you carry in your heart while you do what you're meant to do. Chapter 7. Setting the stage for what comes next. Now that you've stepped into a wider sphere of visibility, the question arises, what's next for a chosen one? Fame isn't a final destination. It's a platform from which to expand your influence and explore new avenues of growth. You might feel a nudge to experiment with different modes of expression, whether it's a new creative project, a collaboration with someone equally passionate, or even a venture that pushes you outside your usual comfort zone. The beauty of this phase is that it's alive with possibility. In this new chapter, pay attention to the ideas that keep circling in your mind. Often, when you reach a point of recognition, fresh inspirations come to the surface, almost like gifts that have been waiting for you to be ready. Perhaps you consider writing a book, hosting an event, or launching a cause-driven campaign. The very people who admire you now can become active participants, joining forces to bring these projects to fruition. This collective energy not only amplifies your impact, but also reinforces the sense that your success was never just about you. It's part of a larger tapestry where many benefit. Yet it's crucial to remain open to the unexpected. A door might close in one direction, leading you to discover an even greater opening elsewhere. Opportunities that initially appear tangential can prove to be pivotal, introducing you to new circles of influence. As you move forward, trust the instincts that guided you this far, knowing they'll continue to point you toward the paths that resonate with your soul's purpose. Even as you expand your horizons, the echoes of your original calling remain. That initial spark, the reason you felt compelled to share your voice or talent in the first place, doesn't vanish just because your platform grows. Rather, it evolves with you. You realize that fame, in its highest form, is a tool for service. By serving others, be it through inspiration, mentorship, or a product that genuinely solves a problem, you embody the spirit of a chosen one, using your gifts not just for personal gain, but for collective elevation. This is the juncture where the journey feels both thrilling and humbling. You see just how much potential remains unexplored. Far from a plateau, wide acclaim becomes a jumping-off point for further discovery, collaboration, and impact. The world looks on, yet your inner compass remains your truest guide. And so you set the stage for what's to come, prepared for each new chapter that unfolds, grateful for every lesson behind you, and ready to embrace every opportunity ahead. Your story stretches forward, full of promise, filled with the quiet certainty that you've only just begun to reveal the depths of who you are meant to be.